How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here, back again on Flying Pig United right now. Friday night, 11 p.m, just after 11 p.m. The transfer window is now shut for the January transfer window. It's over. United have ended up signing Ighalo on loan from Shanghai Shenhua for a 6-month deal. With a potential option to buy in the future as well. He's coming on loan. And it is a done deal. It's being reported that it's a done deal. And United have wrapped it up with Shanghai Shenhua. And we've agreed terms with Ighalo. And he has signed. And we are going to have his services for at least 6 months on loan with a potential option to buy. Come on, my son. Get in there. I think it's a good signing. Look, he's not a world beater. I see a lot of people on social media going, how far have we sunk? How low can we go? We're celebrating getting Ighalo on loan and stuff like that. I mean, fair enough, but he's not obviously a world beater. But we can't get the Lewandowskis in this world right now. We need to look at these players because we do have injury problems up there. We've got Rashford to come back into it in a couple of months' time. But until then, we're left with Anthony Martial up there blowing hot and cold. And also, maybe if he gets injured, we're really in a nightmare situation. But not now because we've got the Nigerian nightmare to come in there to help out and give us something a bit different. 30 years of age. If you look at his goal scoring rate, wherever he's gone, really, he has scored goals. He's got about 1 in 2 for Nigeria. He's an accomplished player, 30 years of age, he's experienced, he was doing the business in the Premier League for Watford a little while ago. It's not the greatest signing in the world, but come on, for a 6-month loan, not a lot of money spent, not a lot of risk involved, just to have another player as a backup there, I think it's a very, very good signing, but shrewd little bit of business at the end here. Some may argue a panic buy, and sure, it is a bit of a panic buy, because we don't have the players in the areas up there on the pitch, so we need to get somebody in there. That's why we have bought him. So it is a bit of a panic. Solskjaer would have wanted to get a striker in there. He knows the fragilities we've got up there with Martial, and if Greenwood gets a knock like he did the other day, if he's out, or even if he's got this sole responsibility of being our goal scorer up there at 18 years of age, it's not right. We need to help out. We've got a different option there. He's a physical player, 6'2". Get in there. I mean, I'm happy about it. What is there not to be happy about? I started this window thinking we'd sign a couple of players at the start. It never happened. The longer it went on, I thought this window's going to end in tears for United because we've got that potato boy, Ed Woodward, at the helm, who doesn't know his arse from his elbow and is not going to be able to bring any players in over the line. I truly felt that this whole Bruno Fernandez saga was dragging on. Well, we've signed Bruno Fernandez. That's the big one. A creative midfielder for us. Hopefully will really help us out. Big signing, big name signing, marquee signing, coming to the best years of his career. Great signing, that one. That's brilliant. But this one, this is just like a cheeky little cherry on the top, you know. We've got a player in there who can definitely help out and chip in with a few goals. He did it for Watford. Why can't he do it for us? We'll see. I mean, let me know what you guys think about it. I want to hear what you guys think about the loan move signing of Ighalo, and then we'll break down some of the other deadline day deals that happened. Of course, United did sign another player as well, a young goalkeeper from Southend, which is brilliant. You know, one for the future. Doesn't really mean anything for us right now. We've got Romero, we've got David De Gea, but we signed 3 players technically in this January transfer window when most of us probably expected us to get 1 at the most, or maybe even nothing, because of our owners being unwilling to spend money and the fact we do have that twat Woodward in charge. So get in there, my son. There you go. We've got a player. We've got a striker. It may not be the striker that we all wanted, but he's here. Over from Shanghai Shenhua, their season is on a little bit of a break, a hiatus, because it's pre-season there, I think, but I think it's been delayed because of this whole coronavirus stuff going on out there. So he wants to play. He's coming to United to help to play. He's on what? I'm hearing reports he's on a few £100,000 a week out there in China. They do pay their professional footballers a ridiculous amount of money. That's why they get these big name players going over there, because they can pay them the money out there. So he's coming over here. I don't know what percentage of the contract that Manchester United are paying to Shanghai Shenhua for Ighalo services, but probably not the whole thing. So I think it suits all parties. They're not going to need him for a couple of months. United need a striker right now. It's a 6-month loan deal. From what I'm hearing, there's a potential for an option to buy in the future. See how he does, you know, it might just be a great backup for us. We might just have a player that can come in and chip in and score a few goals and be happy playing that backup role. It's one thing having people say, oh, you need 4 top strikers. Yeah, in this modern day and age, it's hard to keep 4 top strikers happy. You need to rotate. It's difficult. You often see players throwing their toys out the pram if they've got or too much competition up there and they're not getting chances. And that causes some sort of upset in the dressing room and things like that. It can do anyway. So you need players that are happy to play that backup secondary role. That's why players like Sergio Romero are so great to have around, because whenever he's called upon, he's professional, he does a good job, but he's never rocking the boat at all, playing a backup role. And you do need players like that, and I think that's the sort of thing we're going to get from Ighalo. He's not going to dislodge Anthony Martial from that number 9 role, unless Solskjaer might think, oh, maybe we can put Ighalo up there and play Martial out in a wide position where Rashford was, because obviously we are stretched in those areas as well. Sure, we got Dan James, there's Dallo we can play over on that right-hand side as well. I mean, what are we going to do, play Luke Shaw out at left mid? I mean, I don't know. I think maybe you might actually see that. I'm saying he won't dislodge Martial, but maybe you'll see Ighalo up there starting for Manchester United with Anthony Martial out there on the left. But it gives us some options. That's what I'm saying. It gives us some options. Anyway, lads and lasses, what do you guys think about it? Man United sign Ighalo on loan for 6 months from Shanghai Shenhua. Get your thoughts and opinions in the live chat. Shout out to you all for joining me on this Friday evening. It's very, very late. Little bit of a transfer deadline breakdown at the end here. Smash a cheeky like on this video, please, if you are in here. And if you want to give it a share on social media, that would be bloody awesome. I just tweeted it out, actually, if any of you Twitter heads want to go over there and give that a retweet. That would be bloody legendary. Right, let's get into the comment section then, lads and lasses, and see what you guys think about the situation. United signing Ighalo. Shout out to all the people that are in here. Icky1693, Here Stark, BMG, MBG, Matt Rush, JP, and United, Archie the Saint. Right, the Saint comments 3 shows in a day. I know we've done 3 shows. We did a morning show today about the offer for Josh King, which in the end, just to give you a rundown, if you don't know, Josh King, player at Bournemouth there, Norwegian connection there. We've already got a Solskjaer United connection previously coming through the ranks at United, but it didn't work out because they wanted too much money for him. United not prepared to pay the money. He's worth a lot more to Bournemouth, keeping all of them. They're in a relegation scrap right now, of course. So, you know, for 20 million or 30 million, it's probably not worth the risk for Bournemouth to allow him to go right now. They might as well keep him to the end of the season. He's a big player for them. United, on the other hand, it's not really worth exceeding that transfer amount to get this player who's just going to perhaps play a bit of a bit part backup role at this stage. Even though it's January, we need people. So I can see why that deal broke down. But yeah, 3 shows today. The Saint, thanks for being a part of all of them, man. Legend. Philip Lomax, I want to read your comment out. Philip, thanks for being with me and getting in here. He comments, excited by this signing, not world class, but could help with top 4 and Europa League. It's an extra body at a low cost. You've just summed it up brilliantly there, Philip Lomax. So I agree with you. I think, you know, of course he's not a world beater. He's not one of the top strikers in the world, but he is experienced. He is dependable. He's a big unit. He's physical. He's quick. He can score goals. You know, he's got international experience playing over there in Africa for Nigeria. Obviously a big and a very well-known and well-respected African player. I think he's got a good, you know, good opportunity here at United as well. This is obviously the biggest club he's ever played for. Talk about your Watfords and your Shanghai Shenhuas and stuff, but Manchester United is a different animal, and I think he realises the opportunity that is presented to him here, and he's going to take that opportunity. He could sit at Shanghai and maybe try and avoid the coronavirus and just sit around and quarantine himself and get paid a few £100,000 a week regardless, because their season is delayed because of all this virus breakout stuff. But he wants to come and play for United, which I'm loving. I like that. I don't know what wages United are paying him. I don't really care, to be honest. It's not going to be an astronomical figure because he's not one of the very top names around. He obviously wants to come and play for United, and I'm excited about that. I agree with you, Philip. Good backup signing, good option to have around. Could be a good goal scorer for us. Look at his stats for Watford. A couple of the seasons that he was at Watford, he did very well in terms of goals to games ratio. The last season was there. I think it petered out a bit. Not too sure what that's all about. But look, wherever he's gone, he scored goals. Internationally, 1 in 2, and his rate is just slightly less than 1 in 2 throughout his whole career for whatever club he's played for. So he definitely can score some goals. That's the key here. Good option, 30 years of age, experienced. We need experience because we've got a lot of good young players, but not a lot of experience out there, and he will give us a bit of that. He does have Premier League experience too. You can't deny that is a factor, and that is important. We've got Bruno Fernandez coming into the side, doesn't have any of that. There's a risk that it might take a little while to adapt, to bed in, to understand the the Premier League and the difference and the nuances of the Premier League compared to Liga NOS and the tempo and the pace and all that good stuff and the physicality, there's differences between leagues. But Ighalo knows what it's like to play in the Premier League. He knows what it's like to play for a team that was moving it very quickly up the pitch as well, in terms of that Watford team that he played for. So I think it's a good signing all round. Jarvis Cocker comments, Nigeria population 191 million people. This transfer will pay for itself. I didn't even think of it like that. From a commercial point of view, to get a big African named player, a Nigerian player, Ighalo, very well known, shirt sales in Nigeria. I mean, you're not wrong there. I mean, I don't think there's going to be that many shirt sales compared to normal because of this whole Glazers out movement and this Woodward out movement. I think United fans are starting to stop putting their hands in their pockets so much. But obviously some people will still do that. Mojo K comments, should have tried for Diego Costa. I mean, I've always rated Diego Costa. He's a nasty little horrible bloke, isn't he? He really is, but he's a great player, he's a great forward, and he's very competitive, and I've always liked him. But at the same time, he's a very volatile character, man. Wherever he's almost like a bit of a half Mario Balotelli. He's not as bad as Mario Balotelli, but you know you're going to get some hostilities from him. You know you're going to get some dressing room bust-ups. You know you're going to get a bit of controversy. So I'm not too bothered about not having that guy. Plus, he literally looks like he's about 45. JP comments, Brexit made us get Ighalo. Yeah, just so I'm pretty sure that the UK has just left the EU now at 11 p.m. So I am speaking to you in an independent sovereign state of the UK right now, as far as I'm aware. Maybe not yet, we'll see. But doesn't seem to be anything burning outside at the moment, but it is early days. Let's see how it goes. But thank you very much for getting in here tonight. Do us a favour, smash a like on this video. Let's get back into your comments and see what you guys think about this. G Wolf United comments, brilliant signing, brilliant squad player who needs a Galactico. Who needs a Galactico? Yeah, I know, that's it. Some of these players that could have came in, like Cavani, it could have been another Falcao situation where you're spending a lot of money on a big name player and it doesn't work out regardless. We could have seen that, whereas this one, it's not really a big risk, is it? 6-month loan, bit of a tester, bit of a trial, try him out. Will he be useful for us next season? Can he be useful for us now? Not a lot of money to find out. What, £100,000 a week is the rumoured amount that he's being paid? I think that's pretty decent for United right now, just to try him out. Bear in mind, we've got some players off of our books recently. Inter are paying some of Sanchez's wages at the moment anyway. Young obviously went off the books there. We've had some outgoings recently, so yeah, I mean, it's not a lot to add to the wage bill there, is it? Legends. Hey, thank you so much to Icky1693 who comments and says, like the video, thank you very much. Here Snark comments, in Ollie we trust. Look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's signings so far as United manager. I think they're pretty damn good. Harry Maguire, it's not quite worked out. We've overpaid for him, but look, it's early days. He's the captain. He has been good in the past. He's shown glimpses recently for United. He's had a tough time with a really torrid team around him and a struggling period for United coming in there and settling in. Hopefully that settling in period has sort of galvanised him. You saw that goal he scored the other day. Okay, it was against Tranmere, but look, the celebration, the passion from him when he made that slide tackle against Raheem Sterling the other day, just the passion of the man. I like it, and I think he's going to be a big player for United, even though he's not really shown that much this season. He has made a handful of errors, but I think that's a good signing. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 50 million, one of the signings of the season, one of the best right-backs in the league already, speaks for itself. Dan James, 15 million from the Championship, stepped up there, already been impressive this season. Think that's a great signing too. And we've got Bruno Fernandez in this January transfer window. Excellent bit of business, somewhere around 60 or 68 million, somewhere in that region, considering all add-ons and things like that. Not a huge amount of money to pay in this current transfer market. Sounds crazy to say 60 million is not a lot, but for a big name that a lot of teams were interested in, to get him through the door, I think that was a very good sign of, and a good bit of business for United. And then this one, you know, it's not going to set the world alight, but he is a good option to have. He's a good backup player, even so maybe he'll force his way into the first team. That's the thing. If Marcio keeps blowing hot or cold, Ighalo's chomping at the bit, ready to wear that red shirt for United and come in and do a good job. Come on, my son! Get in there! We've done something. We've bought a few players. Our position is a little bit stronger than it was at the start of the January transfer window. That's what you can really hope for. We're building, progressing, slowly building towards a better United for the fans. Now, don't take your eyes off the prize, which is obviously we don't like the owners of our club and Woodward and all that, but at least they have put their hands in their pocket and they have tried and they have got some players in for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer to help him out between now and the end of the season, to try and get us top four. I think they can see that top four is on the horizon. It's possible, but if we're going to do that, we needed reinforcements. We've got them. Bruno hopefully will be that awesome creative mid for us just to just ping it around and get loads of assists and score some goals and score free kicks and really add something to our team in that department. Hopefully Ighalo can chip in with a bunch of goals there, gives us something different, more of a physical forward up there, and I think we'll be in a much better position than we were at the start of the window. So in that regard, I'm pretty damn happy. Matt Rush comments, Bournemouth wanted 50 million for King. Crazy money. Yeah, well, you can understand it, though, because they got no reason to sell right now. Relegation battle. Eddie Howe's desperate to keep hold of all of his best players right now, and he is certainly one of their best players. Shresht Banerjee comments top 4. Here's Snart comments top 4. So these guys think top 4 is on the horizon for United now that we've got these players. I think it could be difficult. I think now if you look at the squads of the top teams, so at the moment, Leicester are doing incredible, but really if you're talking about the squad depth and talent they have got some great players there, but I put them actually in terms of a technical squad probably below United. Maybe that's controversial, but they're just a better team. The individual sum of the parts is better than United's team. But the actual individuals at United, when fit, the likes of Pogba, the likes of Martial, Rashford, all these guys, they are very, very quality players. So I'd say we've got a stronger squad than them. It's only really Spurs, Man City, Liverpool that have stronger squads than us. Chelsea, you can argue we're on a par with. But really, we should be getting into top 4. So we've got a chance now. We've given Ollie an opportunity. The Glazers have backed him a little bit in this transfer window with the signing of Bruno Fernandez. Quite a bit, actually, because it is a bit of an investment. But we'll see how he does now. Ollie's going to have to start getting this team playing some good stuff. Progressing, we're going to want to see Bruno Fernandez influential for the remainder of the season. We're going to want to see us being a lot more effective out there in the final third, cutting teams open, because we've not really been blaming Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics as much as maybe, they are responsible for the results. I don't know. It depends, and we'll find out now, because we've said, we don't have that creative player to unlock defences. So we've sort of been saying that that's probably the reason that we haven't been able to break teams down with a low block and who sit back and defend against us. Well, we'll find out now, because we've got Bruno, this majestic passing wizard in the centre of the park there, who should be able to spray it around and unlock defences for us if the tactics are correct by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So that's what we're going to see. He's got the opportunity to play himself into the job again. Now, I understand that he's probably backed by the Glazers and the owners for maybe beyond the season anyway, but certainly this 5-month period now, he's got the opportunity to lose his job, or he's got the opportunity to gain his job again, or to keep his job. And if he gets top 4, or if we finish 5th and we get a cup and the team's looking good, the youngsters are progressing and we're starting to gel and play some creative stuff, then I think the fans will get back behind Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But equally, if we start underperforming, if we're still playing this hit and miss football, performing against the bigger teams, underachieving against the lesser teams and struggling and losing games, winning games, losing games, all that good stuff, then the pressure will mount once again. But at least he's got the players in there to help him out now. Spike Blighty comments, it's a shop window for the lad, shows ambition. Yeah, good point there. It does give him a good window to or a platform to perform on and maybe get a move in the future. But he's also got an option to come to United in the future there. Matt Rush comments, Inter and Spurs wanted him at the last minute, so nice to know that we fended them off. Red Blazer comments, Man United will pay 1/3 of his wages, 100k a week. So that's actually a really decent offer for us, isn't it? It's like Alexis Sanchez and Inter. We're paying 1/3 of his wages. He's on 300k a week out there, and we're paying 1/3 of that for him to come and play for United. It's not a big gamble, I don't think. The Saint says, love the positive vibes from the Bacon Brigade. Good support shown. Absolutely. That's what I'm like to see. A lot of like-minded people in here. Most of you realise that, it's just good for United to get anybody right now. We're desperate for players. He's a decent enough player, just as a backup. Raj Taj Mahood comments, he'll spend 2 weeks in quarantine. That's right, you might not see him until Valentine's Day then. The medical is actually a 2-week medical this time around. We didn't think about that. Actually, the signing's off. We were going to announce it, but the medical, it took 2 weeks to do, so he's not been signed. No, I think we have got him. Let's just go on the transfer centre then, and just check out what done deals have happened at the end here. Then any big signings that have been made. I just want to have a look. So let's have a look. Jared Bowen has signed for West Ham from Hull City. Nobody really cares about that one, do they? The transfer window is shut. I believe Cedric Suarez has moved to Arsenal from Southampton. Is that correct? Let's have a look. All the done deals. Right, here we go. January transfer deals done. So, Ighalo, Shanghai Shenhua to Manchester United on loan. That is done. Ryan Bennett's gone from Wolves to Leicester on loan. Interesting one there. Who else is there? Cedric Suarez, Southampton to Arsenal on loan. So Alex Rudd's team there, Arsenal, probably reasonably happy to get Cedric Suarez in there actually to help out. Definitely is a decent signing there. Nathan Bishop, Southampton to Manchester United, undisclosed fee. So that's the young goalkeeper that we signed. So yeah, we signed 3 players in this transfer window. In the end, it's not the worst thing you've ever seen. Connor Wickham's gone from Crystal Palace to Sheffield Wednesday on loan. What else is there? Anything else? Ravel Morrison, Sheffield United to Middlesbrough on loan. Man, Ravel Morrison, one of those players that had all the potential in the world, but not the right attitude at all. Right, okay, that's pretty much it. I'm not going to get into any of the low innings or anything. Not that much movement on the final day. A lot of it from United there. I think it goes to show you we are showing a little bit more ambition now this season. At the start of this season, I was so disappointed we didn't replace Lukaku, Sanchez and Herrera, but we've gone a little bit of the way to doing that. Bruno Fernandez has come in there. That's a cataclysmic signing for United. I mean, I think that's really going to be amazing. He could set the world alight at United. You know, from seeing, okay, it's only videos and clips. I've never really sat down and watched much of the Liga NOS games and stuff like that. But I've seen a whole bunch of footage of Bruno Fernandez. I was watching videos last night for ages, just looking at different videos and goals and assists that he's done for Sporting Lisbon. Man, he's a heck of a player, or he certainly looks like it over there. His ability just on the ball, dribbling, beating men, keeping hold of it, the tricks, the skills, the ability to strike from distance, the assist, the vision, the free kicks, it all seems to be there. That's what United have been missing. We'll find out if he can replicate that in the Premier League in a red shirt. Hopefully he can, but I'm sure it's going to be a great signing, that one. Really positive. I'm feeling more optimistic about that than most of the other big name signings we've made over the years, like Lukaku, even Sanchez to a degree. I thought we were getting a worldie when we got him, but Bruno Fernandes, we've needed that creative midfielder, that truly class creative midfielder for a good while now. So buzzing about that one. Michael Fletcher comments he really did bits at Watford. They signed people who were playing great football. Oscar was doing amazing at Chelsea when he left. Respect there. Yeah, you're right. You know, lots of really good players have gone over to play in the Chinese league because they pay huge amounts of money. Didn't Carlos Tevez go over there as well for a bit? I don't know, he might even still be over there. But yes, some very good players over in that league. It doesn't mean that he's not a good player just because he's gone over there. It's because he's been presented with a really fantastic financial opportunity to better his life and his family's life. And you can't really turn that down, can you? 300k a week when you can only get 100k a week in England. I mean, it's a no-brainer really to go out there and make that extra money for a footballer. So yes, I think it's a really good signing. We needed to get a striker up there. That's how I feel about it. It's not absolutely, you know, a masterstroke, but it's good. It's a good signing. It's a clever move just to get another body up there. Kyron Kennedy comments, loving the stream as always, Pig. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you for getting in here. Alex the Rinconator, how do you feel about this one, Rincon? Thank you so much for being with me here. He says, like the video. Do chuck a like on this video if you are tuning in. Want to give another shout out to another Alex Rudd too, but also Alex Norman, the man who has designed this new channel art, background, whatever you want to call it. Shout out to you, my friend. Thanks for doing a great job and doing it for nothing as well. That is freaking a legend right there, who's put all the effort and time into making this background for me to help us improve the channel. So thank you so much to Alex Norman, aka Hotshot on YouTube. Legend. Stephen Shorrock, how are you doing? He comments, when you loan a player, they don't have a medical. Are you sure about that one? I don't really know if that's the case. I mean, I would have thought he was going to have some sort of coronavirus medical at the very least. Crikey, seeing as he's been over there and the league has been suspended due to that coronavirus outbreak. Lachlan99 comments, mangasm! Get in there! Bit of a mangasm moment, bit of a semi-mangasm. The mangasm really was for Bruno Fernandez, do you know what I mean? This is almost like you're in a tantric state, but you're not actually mangasming. Jarvis Cocker comments, only problem with a 4 months loan is Ighalo hasn't played since the 1st of December. He's not match fit, so it will take weeks to get him ready. That's an interesting point. I mean, I think maybe they've still been training over there in pre-season, but yeah, in terms of actually playing games and being match fit, he might be a couple away from that, but he's probably going to start off as a backup. If he breaks his way into the side, that's one thing, but I think you will just see him starting on the bench to begin with anyway and coming on when Martial's a bit knackered at the end there, or we need something else in the game. So we'll see. Hopefully he's fit, but yeah, that's a good point you bring up there. Alex comments, I can't believe it, but I'm having to take another call in 5 minutes. Oh dear, work is too busy, man. No worries. Well, that great commitment for you getting in here, Alex. Thank you very much for stopping by. I hope the rest of the day goes well. But there you go, the window's over, Alex, mate. We've done pretty decent for a change. We've got Bruno Fernandez, that's the big one, of course. We've got a young goalkeeper, it doesn't really mean anything, but at least it's a signing. And we've got Ighalo, a backup striker. It's not ideal. We could have maybe done with a defensive mid, maybe another winger, but it's difficult to get players in January, especially with our owners, especially with this current situation of United. So to get a big name like Bruno and to get a good solid player like Gardo as a backup, pretty decent. Thank you very much for the super chat as well, Rincon. He's someone in saying, cheers, pig. Thank you very much, my friend. He says he shouldn't even be doing this. On my days, you're going to get fired, Alex. Matt Ross comments, we have a 2-week break, which will help Ighalo. Very good point. Yeah, little break, international break is there. So after the Wolves game, we've not got a game for a couple of weeks, I believe. That is a good time for Ighalo to bed in. Maybe, get some sort of a fluidity going in training or tactically with what Manchester United are trying to do at the moment. So yeah, I think that probably does benefit us. Hey, there's 100 of you freaking legends in here, lads and lasses, on a Friday night at 11:30. You must be as buzzing as I am, because United have actually done some business in the window for a change. It's not a world beater, this Ighalo signing, but it is a good signing. It's a signing of intent. Intent to give Ollie the tools to do his job and perhaps get us top 4. And it's intent from the Glazers and Woodward. Maybe it's taken an angry mob throwing flares at his gaff to do it, but either way, it's had the desired effect then, hasn't it? He's actually done it. So we've signed the players this window. Happy days. Credit where credit's due. I don't often give any credit to Potato Boy Edward Woodward, and he's not going to get a whole lot of credit for me, He's gone up a notch in my book, though. He's gone up a notch. That puts him at notch minus 118. But he's gone up a notch in my book, which is the first time I've ever said that. He's just been in a negative down spiral ever since coming in. But to be fair, I'm very happy with the signings we've made. Backup option up top there. Good signing in Bruno Fernandez. Really good one. And that young keeper too. Michael Collins comments, Ighalo gets the number 7, obviously. Has that happened? I don't know if he is going to get the number 7. I mean, that's not really been announced yet, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Bjorn Soderquist comments, greetings from Sweden. How would you rate Man United's window out of 1 to 10? Great comment there, Bjorn Soderquist. Love the name too. Thank you very much for getting in here all the way from Sweden there. And I'd have to rate United's window, I'd give it a good 8. Most of that's Bruno Fernandez, I'm going to give it a 7. You know why? I would have given it an 8, but because these players were not signed at the start of the window, that hasn't given Ollie the tools to do a great job over the January period, to be fair. We've had lots of injury problems, and there was just a bit of incompetence from our owners and the board in getting players in at the start of the window. Could have made it a lot easier for us in January to have the likes of Bruno around and these guys around at the start of the window. So I'm going to give it a 7. In the end, we've got what we wanted. We got Bruno, but we could have probably paid a few million more at the start of the window and got him then and actually had him for this month, which would have really helped us out no end. So that's why I'm giving it a 7, but I think it's a decent window. We've got Ighalo there. It's a backup option, 6-month loan deal. It's not really a lot of risk involved. Gives us another option up there. That's decent. But really, most of that 7 is coming from Bruno Fernandez, because I do think he's a top player. And United, the situation we're in currently, yeah, we're a huge club, but other than money and reputation and tradition and history, we don't really have much to offer these players in terms of like challenging for major honours right now, which is a bit of a sad thing to say, but it's kind of true. I don't see us dislodging Liverpool or City anytime soon in the league. We're not even in the Champions League. It's debatable whether we'll get in the Champions League for next season. So to get a player of Bruno Fernandez's quality is actually fantastic for United. So it's a brilliant signing. That's a major coup for us. It is. I think that's a great signing. Right, just a few more comments then, lads and lasses, then I am going to have to wrap this one up. My missus is waiting patiently over there. So she's been very, very nice this evening, putting up with me, watching all the transfer deadline stuff and doing videos and stuff like that. So shout out to the missus on this one. Marvin Bryan comments, don't forget Ighalo was AFCON top scorer with Aubameyang, netting 0 goals. Yeah, fair play. I mean, in the AFCON, the Africa Cup of Nations, that is obviously, it's a factor. Ighalo's a goal scorer. He's proven at the international level. With Nigeria, he scored about 16 goals in 35 games, something like that. 1 in 2, very good international strike rate. Gives you an option. Physical player. Experienced. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. It's not one of the top signings, we said that, but it's a good signing. UTFT comments, bro, have United announced Ighalo? Any official announcement from Ighalo, you know, from all the sources, all the reputable sources, well, reasonably reputable sources that we know, it is being announced that the deal is done. If it gets announced that it fell down because of some coronavirus medical issue or something, then it will be a nightmare, won't it? And obviously I'm going to look like a twat. But until that moment comes, as far as I'm aware, United have got the deal done. Just a couple more comments at the end here, then we'll have to wrap this video up. The Saint comments, United cannot announce official, but will be in a few days. Okay there. MT comments, Bruno speaks good English, which will also help. Very good point there. I think he really loves what United's all about. You've got to remember, as a 25-year-old Portuguese lad, he's grown up watching Ronaldo at United. So he's obviously got some sort of affinity with United from that. It makes sense. It's like all the sort of Northern Irish people that grew up back in the day watching Georgie Best play for United. Like, how many Northern Irish or Irish fans in general are there of Manchester United because of one man? That's the same sort of effect you get when a player of that calibre plays for United, and that is what Bruno Fernandez has probably grown up with, and he knows what United's about, and he wants to be that sort of player. Jarvis Cocker, thank you for getting in here with a super chat, my friend. He comments, big applause to Mr. Flying Pig, working hard on D-Day. Don't forget to support him and the good cause so we keep this great community going. Jarvis, mate, you just reached out and you touched the pig's heart there, my friend. Thank you for doing that, and thank you for the kind words. Shout out to everybody that is getting involved with all these comments and in the live chat. Really means a lot. Thanks for getting in here. I know it's late and it's a random time to do it, so thank you very much. Ighalo, sorry, babe. My missus says, can I say hi to the Saint, JP, the Primot and Glenn? There you go. Also, the Saint and Michael Collins, they say, like the video. Thank you so much, lads and lasses. So there we have it. United are doing a little bit of bits in the January transfer window. The window has slammed shut. We've signed Bruno Fernandez. We've signed Ighalo on a loan for 6 months. Not really a big risk at all, I don't think. Definitely can provide us some cover and a good backup up there. And maybe, just maybe, force his way into the first team with some good performances. He's come to United to play. He knows the opportunity. He's played for Watford, Shanghai Shenhua, some other random teams over the years. He's done a good job internationally for Nigeria, but this is definitely a really fantastic opportunity to play for the biggest club that he's ever played for. So get in there, my son. Really happy to get him in there, and it's a decent end to the window. What can I say?
Say hi to Debbie as well. She said I'm a saint to put up with you.
Oh, and also Nicholas says hi to Debbie. Thank you very much for getting in there. Right, okay, I'm going to wrap this one up because the missus is getting antsy.
No, I'm not. I said I'm saying hi to everyone.
Okay, fine, okay. Right, great. All right, yeah. Pete Hibbard comments, love your shirt in the background with the Vodafone ad. Spot on, Mr. Pig. Yeah, Vodafone are sponsoring me these days. They pay me £1 a month. No, they don't, but wish they did. Glenn comments, we want to see Miss Piggy. Do you want to get on the camera, love? Nah, it's not going to happen tonight. She's actually over there in bed. Dreezy says, Pig, what happened to spending time with your loved one? Well, United signed a player. You've got to get your priorities right in this life. Do you know what I mean? Haven't seen the missus much. It's Friday night, date night, whatever. But it's deadline day. United are signing players. Come on. And also hi to G Wolf as well from the missus there. Yo, thank you, United Publisher. Love you too. Thank you for getting in here. Michael Collins, Sheila Boy, Glenn, the Red Punisher, Philip Lomax, Stefan Harringtonian, Matt Rush, JP, the Saint, Gung Shi, everybody else, Alex Rincon, Alex Rudd, Illy United, Philip Lomax, Kyron Kennedy, anybody else who I've not mentioned as well, thank you for joining me. I'm going to leave it there, but I want to leave you with this thought, and that is that United have got Wolves coming up tomorrow. We're going to have Bruno Fernandez playing out there on the pitch, hopefully, maybe starting on the bench, and hopefully this is going to be the springboard for United to get into the top four this season and the progression of United, and maybe be the start of something special under Ollie Solskjaer at United. We've seen big players coming in the past, though, and not work out, so let's just see how he manages them and how he does. But I'm feeling positive now. Wasn't feeling positive at all a couple of weeks ago, but with Bruno coming in, with Ighalo signed as a backup option up there, at least I can see that they're trying to do something to improve Ollie's position at the club and to improve this team out there on the pitch, and that is That's all we really want as fans. Sure, they could have done more. Difficult in January. They should have done it in the summer, but at least we signed these couple of players. Get in there, my son. I'll leave it there, but thanks for getting in here. Do come back in a few minutes' time. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your ratings as well for the transfer window. Come back after this video is finished and get your ratings for this transfer window and the individual signings that United have made out of 10 in the comments section. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. Help us out by smashing a like on this video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Come back tomorrow for the watch along for the Wolves game. We will be doing that. Hopefully Bruno's starting. We'll see what happens there. Maybe not though. I do think if there's some sort of a potential walkout at the 58th minute, they will wait until the 55th minute to bring Bruno Fernandez off the bench so no bastard leaves, because they all going to want to watch his debut game. So we'll see what happens, but I'll see you tomorrow for that. It's the end of the transfer window. United signed 3 players in the window there. A young goalie, Ighalo as a backup striker option up there. Another option, experienced player, proven goal scorer in all different competitions. So, and also Bruno Fernandez. Get in there, my son. Right, I'll see you later. Thanks very much for getting in here. One last shout out again to Alex Norman for the awesome channel art here and helping me improve the look of this channel. Top man. You stay classy. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. Hopefully United can batter Wolves. Get in there, my son. I'll see you then. Come on, United. Stay classy. As always, this has been The Pig on Flying Pig United. Take it easy. Yeehaw, lads and lasses. Oh, yeah. Phil Collier, JB, shout out to you guys as well. My guy, the Primot, H. Theo Fenarian, Soul Child here, Marshall Granner, and everybody else. Hotshot is in here. Legend. Thank you so much, Hotshot. Look, guys, that's the end of the video. That's the end of the day from me. 3 videos today. Thanks for being a part of them. Thanks for getting involved in the chat. And thank you to these guys at the end here on the Patreon credits who help support the channel on Patreon and also on the channel membership tier 2 legend. So thank you very much for getting in here. Have a great evening. Have a great evening. This is the Pig saying stay classy and love you guys lots. And United have not really, we could have done better, but at the end of the day, we've done pretty well for most of the Premier League teams. Stay classy. I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy. Come on, United.